Okay. So, if you know any other programming language, you know what control flows are. But anyways, I'm just gonna go through it. Maybe you forgot or something. I don't upload. Yeah, I don't update YouTube channel because we didn't have a lot of stuff on our chapter because, well, I was caught up and I was sick and long story. But from now on, yeah, I will upload everything that we do on YouTube. Yeah. So as I was saying, control flows in Python are basically like any other programming language. The syntax is different. But anyways, I will just go through the concept anyways. So imagine it's just like a normal day. You wake up and you want to see what you're gonna do in a day. So you ask yourself, is it a weekday? If yes, well, I need to get up at 6:30. If no, I can get up at 8:30. Well, today is Thursday, so it's a no. I can get up at 8:30. Do I need to go outside? If yes, I need to get dressed. If no, I can stay in my PJs. So, which I don't have to go outside, so I stay in my PJs. But if it was a yes, for example, it was a Saturday, the whole thing would be different. In this example, we're basically controlling the flow of our day. And our computer is practically the same thing. So it will wake up or like start running, and it will go through its checklist. So is this condition met? If yes, okay, cool. So I'll execute this code and then return the value that we get from that execution, basically. And if the condition is not met, we'll basically just ignore it. And well, our part in the whole thing is that we need to create those conditional statements or gateways for the computer to know what to do. Okay, let me actually log out of my email. Yeah, so our job is to tell the computer which blocks of code to execute and which to not, if a condition is met. Before we actually are able to create a functional program, we need to know a couple of things. The first thing is a Boolean expression. Boolean expressions are inherently either true or false. For example, the statement that I study in Georgia is either true or false. You're either studying in Georgia or you're not. So this is actually a Boolean statement. Dogs are better than cats. This is not a Boolean expression because, well, it's just an idea or just an opinion. They're not inherently better or worse. Cats are female dogs. Well, cats are not female dogs because biologically that's incorrect. And there's no opinion in it. It's basically just the truth. So it's false, therefore it's a Boolean statement. Yeah. So think about this. Which one of the following is a Boolean expression? Dogs are better than cats? Well, tell that to the cat people.
The third one?
Nope. Any other ideas?
My name is Angelo.
Exactly, Sandro. So, and we have Kusum saying and Soham Deep. Yeah. So my name is Angelo. Like, this can either be true or false. Your name is either Angelo or not. This quiz is very hard. Well, some studious kid would say, no, it was easy. So it's an opinion. The New York Yankees are the classiest baseball team. That's, again, like someone might hate them. So again, that's an opinion. And 3 is the most elegant number, which is like the most random thing in the world. Therefore, it's not a Boolean expression. Okay. Now we have relational operators. And again, if you know any other programming language, they're basically the same thing. So we have if equal or if not equal. Yeah, so basically, if equal will output either true or false. So Is 1 equal to 1? It is, right? So it's a true statement. Yeah. And we use this little guy, which is not equal to, and like 1 is not equal to 1 is a false statement. So if we print it out, it's going to be false. Again, 2 is not equal to 1, which is true. And if you print it out, we're going to get true. So if I run my program, yeah, I'm going to get true, false, and again, true. Is that clear?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, so basically that's about it, which are very useful, by the way. And next up, we have Boolean variables. Boolean variables are basically variables that have Boolean statements inside of them. You might think like, why do I need that? Like, what's the point? And yeah, so sometimes we need to reuse a certain value. So that's why we put that value inside of a variable so we can use it later. Now, the question you might have is, how do I even like create a Boolean variable? Well, you basically have to like name your variable, like I named it my variable, and then you can either equal it to literally true or false, and pay attention that like the first letter is capitalized. And either you can literally just have a Boolean expression or statement inside of here. So for example, 33 divided by 3 is 11, and it's saying 11 is not equal to 2, which is true. So basically my variable 2 will be equal to true. So if I print them out, I will get true and true. Let me comment this out. Now, we have an interesting question here, is that, is this statement true or false? Okay, so Samdeep is saying true. Any other ideas?
Sorry, 30.
False.
Which line, sorry?
This one, figure out whether 2 like this is equal to 2 like this. Like, is it true or false?
It's, yeah, true.
Any other ideas? Yetamura is false.
It's false, false.
Yep, it's false.
Because we are comparing integer with string.
Yeah, exactly. So when you put stuff inside of quotes, is that what we call it? Yeah. Basically, the type of this object is string, and this one is an integer. So this is why they're not they're different. They're not equal. So if I print it out, I will get false, which is very cool. Yeah, exactly. And actually, one of the useful things you can do with Python is to check the type of any variable or anything, actually. So for example, if I want to check the type of something, I can use type function and say, for example, 2. And if I print it out, I will get class string. But if I remove this and replace it by 2, I will get class integer. So whenever you have doubts, just basically use the type function. Cool. So we covered this. Okay, now we did all of this to understand how to create if statements, right? Cool. Now, remember this little guy here, the chart that we had here? Now, let's create, like, let's translate words into code. Okay, so we have if it's raining, then bring an umbrella. Okay, so it's raining is a Boolean expression because it's either raining or it's not. And this then, well, it's important, so remember that. And bring an umbrella is something that we need to do, right? Okay, now let's translate all of this here. So I created a Boolean variable called isRaining, and I set it to true. Now, if, literally called like we write if, we put the Boolean statement inside of here, and we put a space here after if, and then we have this guy, which is quotes, and yeah, you needed sorry, it's a colon. So yeah, this column basically means then, and Python is indentation sensitive. It means that after if and then, you need to have a tab space. This way Python will understand that, okay, so this print thing is related to if. And after then, you will say, okay, now if this guy is true, then, you know, print this guy. So I will actually comment this out for now. Okay, so now isRaining is true. So tell me, is this going to be printed out or not?
We don't have a second statement, so yeah, it will.
Yeah, it will get printed because isRaining is true, which is a Boolean expression. So if I print this out, I will get bring an umbrella. But if I put isRaining to false, I don't get anything. Actually, yeah, I don't get anything related to this part because this guy needs to be true in order for print statement to be, you know, be outputted to the terminal. So that's the whole like scheme of if statements. Okay, now let's try something else. So we're using is Saturday, like the one in the chart that we had. And if is Saturday is true, then print you can wake up late. So will this be printed? You can wake up late. I need feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will get printed out because, yeah, is Saturday is true. And when Python is going through this, it's saying, oh, I don't have to ignore this guy. So I will print it out. So if I run it, I get you can wake up late. But again, if I put false here, then I don't get anything because Python will ignore this whole thing. Yeah. So wait. Okay. So that was if translated in code. I think we all had this in maths, like in elementary school or something, but I'll just go through it again. This sign means greater than. This one is greater than or equal to. This guy is less than. And this guy is less than or equal to. Okay, now let's do just a minute task here for age control. So imagine it's like a movie and it's kind of scary. So they don't allow children under 13 years old. I create a random variable called age and I equal it to 12, just randomly. And I want to say if like a child is equal, like their age is equal to 13 or less, you know, print you're not allowed in the cinema. So if age is less or equal to 13, and you're not allowed in the cinema. Okay, so do you think this print statement is going to be outputted?
Yes.
Yep. You're not allowed in the cinema. But if this guy is like 15, then nothing will happen because, well, the age is not less or equal to 13. Yeah. So this is how we basically use more relational operators. Now, I have a task for you guys. Well, this is a Codeacademy task, and take your time and try to do this. Okay, now we have Boolean operators, which are very, very useful to write our codes. So we have and, or, and not. So the and operator combines two Boolean expressions and only evaluates as true if both of them are true. But if either of them are false, then it will output false. Okay, so I created a variable called and1, and I said 2 is less than 0 and true, which is literally just the word true. So can you tell me, is this true or false?
This one is false.
Yeah, so we have false, and then we have true. So, and then we have and in between. So basically we have false and true. And we'll evaluate this as false. So actually, I'm sorry, let me comment everything out. Okay. Yeah, so if I do this, then I get false, as we expected. Now, we have or operator, which basically combines two expressions into a larger expression. So it evaluates as true if either of the components are is true. So for example, I have or1, which is 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, but it's conditional, and well, it's true, or false. So we have true or false. This will evaluate as true because this guy is true. Now we have the same thing that we had before. 2 is less than 0 or true, because we have one true, then or 2 will be true as well. But here we have 3 is equal to 8 or 3 is bigger than 4. What do you think is going to happen here?
It's both false, so yeah, it's false.
Yeah, exactly. So let's check if we got it right or not. We have true, true, and false. Exactly what we expected. So we were right.
Sorry, wait, why is second is true? The second line?
This one?
Yes, that one.
Because we have one true and we have one false.
Oh, okay, false, true.
Yeah, we have one true and one false, so it gives us true. The next one is the not operator. Basically, if you apply it to a Boolean expression, it will just reverse the Boolean. So if something is true, if you apply not, it will be false. And the same thing with false. If you apply it to false, then it will be true. So here, I'm printing out not true is equal to false. So is true equal to false?
No.
No. So this is false. But I have not behind it. So not false will be true. So if I print it out, then I get true. 2 equal to 2, this is true. Not true, we get false. And at the end, we have not 1 equals to not 1 is bigger than 4, which this guy is false. So the whole thing would be true, and I get true if I print it out. So any questions?
So if we have like first statement false and then true, it's true.
If you had not, yeah.
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 So, okay, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Jesus. That's not what I meant. Okay. Okay, now let's do this all together. Think about this and give the answer in the chat. Yep, it's true, because 4 is less than or equal to 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. This one is true. And 7 plus 1 equals to 8. This one is true as well. And we have and in between. So yeah, we get true. Okay, now we have another task. Again, of course, it's from Codeacademy. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, you got it, Ahmed. Why you need equal to? Because it says it's not greater or equal to 120. Yep, you got it. Now try to do step 2. I mean, step 3. I'll wait like 2-3 more minutes and then I'll do it. Sandeep, yeah, that's actually true, but that's not what the task is asking. We gotta use, oh yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Ahmed, you got it. Amazing. And by the way, like some of you are putting, yeah, so you need to look out for indentation, and you don't need this thingy. Yep, Emzar. Yeah, so you cannot use double and like that in Python. You need to literally write and. Yeah, but the logic is correct. Okay, let's see what Rutvik did. If credits. Yes, perfect. Well done. So I don't think I need to do it anymore. Cool. Now, next we have else statements. Else statements basically allow us to elegantly describe what we want our code to do when certain conditions are not met. Okay, let's go see an example of else. Okay, so first actually just let me do like a normal age, like 20. So we're saying if age is bigger or equal to 13, you can access, but else, meaning if age is anything else other than like bigger or equal to 13, print out this guy. So if I print it out right now, I get access granted because this condition is met. But if I enter like 12, I will get, sorry, you must be 13 or older to watch this movie. So this is our task, age task, but like fancier. Yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So, and next we have else if. Sometimes we have more than one condition to check for, and we have else if in Python, which makes life really easier for us. So what we're doing here is basically having a variable called donation. And we have like 1,000 milestone, we have 500 and 100, and literally anything else, which would be things less than 100. So if our donation is bigger than or equal to 1,000, we get you've achieved platinum status. If donation, else if is the key. And yeah, look out for the indentation because Python is really, really sensitive in this. So you don't need indentation like else here. Yeah, and else if donation is bigger than or equal to 500, this guy will get printed. Or if it's bigger than or equal to 100, then you achieve silver donor status. And else you achieve bronze donor. Yeah, so right now I have 5,678, which is bigger than 1,000. So I get this guy printed. Yeah, platinum status. So you might think, okay, why can't I just use like different if statements? Why do I need to use else if? Think about it, and if you can come up with anything, let me know.
Sorry, what's the question? Why should we what?
Yeah, so we're using else if here to like have different conditions, right? Now, the
Yes.
question is, why don't we just use different if statements? Like, why do we have to use else if? Why not just if?
So every if, I think we need if else statement. So
Well, yeah,
I
we
will
have
take.
else statement here as well. But think about it. If this was if instead of else if, then both of the this print statements would be outputted to our terminal. But
No, it wouldn't, because if you type like 3 ifs, then all conditions must be true, right? Or like, oh,
let's check it out.
it can be different conditions then.
Well, yeah, but not really. So, okay, let's check it out, but with if. So if this was if this was if, and else. Okay. So do I have this? Okay. So I literally get every single print statement here because this condition is met, this condition is met, this condition is met, because 5,000 is bigger than 100, bigger than 500, and bigger than 1,000. So the beauty of else if is that it only looks, okay, for example, it will go through the first if, and if it's met, then it won't go through else if, and else. And if is not met, then it goes to the next one. If this one is met, then it will get printed, and the conditional is like over. It won't go through the second else if and else. So we would only get one output out of the whole code, which is pretty cool. So do I need to repeat this, or? Is that clear, guys? Don't be so quiet.
Yeah, it is clear.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Nice. Okay. Okay, we covered this one. Yeah, in case like you forgot, you have it here as well. I explained it. Okay, cool. Now, consider this code and tell me in the chat, which one do you think will be printed?
Everything.
Think harder.
Does it requires to write else statement in
Last true.
every?
No,
Yeah.
else is not mandatory, no.
Okay, then it will print out everything, I guess.
It will print the last
true.
print and the last second print.
So
Is this printed and this might be printed? It will.
yes, you're right. So x is equal to 5, right? So x is less than or equal to 2. This will not get printed because 5 is not less than 2. X is less than or equal to 4. Not true, won't get printed. Okay, this one though. X is less than or equal to 6. Is this printed? So either this, or this is true. And x is like less than or equal to 8. This might be printed. So this one is true. Yep, Ahmed. Nice. Okay. You can do this as well. It's pretty straightforward. And like whatever error that you get, just let me know, and then you can share your screen and we can debug your code. You got it, Ahmed, and yep, you got it too, Rutvik. Amazing, guys. You're doing amazing. Anyone have any questions, or do you need more time? That's silent. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, no questions.
Cool. Now let's review what we did so far. Just answer me in the chat. Which one is a Boolean value? I mean, contains a Boolean value.
Second one.
Yep. Yep, second one. What is this though? What would be the type of my super variable?
It's a string.
String.
Yeah, it's a string. And what about my fun variable? What do you think would be the type?
Integer.
Integer, yeah. And my chill variable?
String.
Yes. Great. Now this one. Read the following code carefully. What will happen when the code is executed?
Is
First
equal to
if-
0
Yes,
first.
is equal to 0.
Are you sure?
No.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So, no, take a closer look at this. Is it missing something? It should be double equal in conditionals, right?
Oh my god.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So we would get a syntax error. Yes, that's true. But if we did have like double equals, then yes, x is equal to 0 would be printed. Okay, so I uploaded the first project that Codeacademy gives like pro members, and it's in our Discord channel. You can check it out. Before we go there though, I just want to talk about one thing that is talked about there, which is generating a random number. We use the random library or module. In Python, whenever we want to use another library that is not built in, we use import and the library's name. In this case, it's random. And we can generate a random number from a range. So after we import random, we can use it like this. We say random dot rand int, which basically means random integer, from 1 to 9. And 1 and 9 are inclusive, meaning they're both included in the term interval. So 1 and 9, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And a random number will give us a completely random number between 1 and 9. So that's pretty easy. And yeah, you will need to use this in the, you will be creating a magic 8-ball. It's kind of cool. And you'll be asked to do this. Okay, and we're gonna close this off by talking about errors in Python. We encountered one right now. So the first one is syntax error, which whenever you get a syntax error, basically means you did something wrong with how you wrote your program and not the logic of your program, like punctuations, indentations, or yeah, like you missed the parentheses. Yeah, whenever you do this, you'll get a syntax error, which Python means like you did something here, I don't understand what you did. But yeah, it's not logical, it's basically usually human error. The second one, which is scary, is name error. Actually, no, this one is not as scary, which is reported by Python when it detects a variable is unknown. So when you use a variable and you do something with it and you haven't declared it before, or maybe you misspelled it, you'll get a name error. This one is a scary one, which is a type error. And when you get type error, it means you're doing something with a variable that you're not supposed to. For example, you're doing like a method that can only be used on list and an integer. And then Python is like, what the hell are you doing? And then it throws a type error. Yeah, so these are the 3 most important errors that you encounter. The 4th one is related to classes. So we'll talk about it when we reach that state. Okay, we are done. Yeah, and we are actually 15 minutes early. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
No questions for me.
Great. So our next session is going to be the same time next week, Thursday, 29th, April 29th. And why does Python encounter indentation error? Yeah, so basically in every programming language has a way of kind of allowing the programmer to say, I'm done with this block of code. In C, it's different. In JavaScript, it's different, literally different in any language. In Python, we use indentation to tell the program, okay, so I'm putting an indentation here. So it means all of this is a block of code. And when you're not indenting after that, Python knows that that block of code is separate from the rest of the code. So that's why it's important. And we encounter it because Python is like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. And if you're not in our Discord, actually, are you all in our Discord channel? Discord server? If not, I'll share the invite. Okay, I will give you the invite link. Yeah, okay. Here you go. You can join here. We have, so we have 2 upcoming events. One is the Python Essentials. We're going to be talking about lists. And I think 2 days after, we have Exploring GPT-3, which is the coolest machine learning model out there. So yeah, you can RSVP and I'll see you there. If you don't have any questions, we're done for today. And yeah, you can find the project that I was talking about in the projects channel in our Discord. So yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.